Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So I'm here today more or less to help me keep myself accountable, because I have challenged myself to really work on my reading on NetGalley, because I've gotten a few books. I don't get a ton of books, and it's because I haven't read the ones that I've gotten. So my reading isn't all that great, and I'm looking to kind of expand my horizons, get out there and kind of review books a little bit more for you guys. So I wanted to come in here, tell you the 6 books that I have on NetGalley right now that I have access to. I think 1 or 2 of them are out, the rest are not out yet. So I'm gonna make my plan. I'm going to read these books. I'm gonna tell you what they are. You're gonna tell me what you're excited about and hold me accountable to get through these books, because all of them sound fantastic, but because they're on my Kindle and they're not in front of me, kind of forget about them sometimes, and I shouldn't, because again, they're fantastic. So I'm going to tell you what the books are. I will tell you what the release date is as of today. Now those are changing quite a bit. It sounds like the issue with publishing books at the moment is the paper. They can't get the paper to print them on, is what I've heard. I don't know how true it is, but that's what I've heard. But a lot of publication dates are kind of moving. It's very fluid right now. So I'll tell you what they are now. You can always check it out for yourself if you're interested and see if they change at all. So first one I'm going to talk about is a book that's already out. Oops. And it was like one of my most anticipated books to come out, and I didn't read it. It's The Book of Lost Friends by Lisa Wingate. And I believe it came out in April already, something like that. This, and of course, in Lisa Wingate style, is dual timelines. So we have Louisiana 1875, we have Louisiana 1987. So 1875, we're following, I think, 3 young women. So this is post Civil War. So we have, what's our main character's name? Lavinia, who is the heir to a now destitute plantation. We have Juno Jane, which is her illegitimate freeborn half-sister. And then we have Hanny, who is her former slave. They now have to flee, and they are gonna head for Texas because they've heard the grass is greener over in Texas. I don't know, they're leaving for Texas. But they have quite the dangerous travel ahead of them. They band together out of necessity, not out of they want to be together. And part of it is, I think it's Hanny was torn from her mom and 8 siblings not that long ago. And so she's really hoping that she can reunite with them. So then you fast forward to Louisiana 1987. I mean, which the 80s were a pretty awesome time. That's just my sidebar. And we have first year teacher Benedetta. She has chosen to go work at a rural school to help pay off of her student loans, pretty much. So it's not like it's something she set out as like this mission to do. It was more out of, I can't pay my loans, so I gotta go teach here. So she lands in this really tiny town on the Mississippi River called Augustine, Louisiana. They're very suspicious to new ideas. They're very suspicious of her. She is a new person, not sure if they can trust her. And she has a hard time comprehending the level of poverty that these people are surviving in. And amidst all of this, she finds this history of these 3 young women and this journey that they took, and a hidden book that could change everything. I'm assuming called The Book of Lost Friends. So I'm excited for that. I love Lisa Wingate. I love her writing style. I like how she gives you little bits and pieces as you're going back and forth between time that makes you think one thing, and then all of a sudden you're thinking another, and it's just fantastic. I love her. So the next book I have to talk about is The Queen's Secret by Karen Harper. This actually is released May 19th, according to NetGalley. I didn't double check, but I'm assuming that's correct. So if I read this quick, I think, you know, we'll see. So this one says, if you're in love with Jennifer Robinson's The Crown, you'll love this book. This is set in the late 1930s, early 1940s. This follows the Queen Mother. So this is the wife of the now Queen Elizabeth. So she married King George VI, and to the outside world, she seemed very pleasant and very nice, and this very warm, smiling woman. And I think from the inside it was totally different. Hitler actually called her the most dangerous woman in Europe. So before she actually became the Queen Mother, before George was on the throne, he was thrust onto the throne very unexpectedly. His brother married a divorcee from the United States, I believe, and he had to give up his reign. So she was determined that he is now not allowed even in Buckingham Palace anymore. She's going to do anything and everything she can to make sure her husband's reign is a success. She holds a lot of powerful cards, but she also holds a lot of secrets in her past that may get out there. I don't know. But I'm very intrigued by this. They call her the secret weapon of a monarch that maneuvered their way into one of the most dangerous chapters of the century. So it looks awesome. All right, next book I have to talk about is Love Sold Separately by Ellen Meister. This, I believe, comes out in August 25th of this year. So I've got some time for this. So this one sounds kind of cute. So we follow our main character, Dana Barry. She doesn't have anything against rules. She just bends them a little bit. And I believe she's an actress, but she's bent too many rules and kind of loses her job, loses her place, and finds out that the Shopping Channel is auditioning, and that's kind of the only hope she has left, I guess to say. So she does have a knack for knowing what makes people tick, and she lands this gig on air. And pretty soon she is totally thrown into a lot of office politics that are happening behind the scenes. Didn't really ask for it, but she now has this huge amount of drama in her life. And apparently, or all of a sudden, the star host, this major diva who just terrorizes the entire staff, is found dead. And Dana knows the person who is kind of charged with this crime is completely innocent. And so she ends up getting involved. There's a very handsome detective that's in charge. And it all goes from there. It sounds kind of fun. If a book about a murder can be fun, but she sounds a little quirky to me, so I'm kind of excited to read that one. The next book I want to talk about is What Mama Left Behind by Cindy Sproles. This actually comes out June 2nd, so in a few weeks. This follows, and this is historical fiction set in the late 1800s. I believe it's a Christian fiction book as well, but it follows Rory Dresser, who is 17 when an influenza and typhoid outbreak occurs in the Appalachian Mountain community that she lives in. This actually results in a number of children being orphaned with no way to care for themselves, nothing that the city itself is doing. There's really nothing out there that's helping them except for her mom. Her mom is doing anything and everything she can to help these kids until her mother dies suddenly. And so now all of this falls on her shoulders as 17 years old. She's got two brothers who are not interested whatsoever in helping her out, and a number of these orphans that she just can't turn her back on. And so it kind of follows what she does and how she takes care of her mom, mama's children. So that sounds sad, yet I feel like inspiring in a way, I guess. So I'm excited to read that one. The next book I want to talk about is actually a new author to me. It's somebody that I've been wanting to read for a little bit, and it is the book What Lies Between Us by John Mars. This, it looks like the publication date was the middle of May already, so this may be out already. But this one follows sisters. There's Nina and Maggie, and Nina can never forgive Maggie for what she did, yet she can also never let her leave. So every night they have dinner together, and then Nina helps Maggie back up to her room in the attic and into very heavy chains that keep her there because Maggie's done things to Nina that can never be forgiven, and now she has to pay the price for them. Yet I believe there's more secrets in this house that maybe Nina doesn't know about. Maggie's gonna keep it that way, even if it kills her. So sounds a little thrilling to me. And the last book that I got approved for that I am the most excited about is The Book of Two Ways by Jodi Picoult. I believe this comes out January of 2021. Like, we've got a while, so I don't want to read it right now. I want to hold off on it, but I'm so excited I have it. So this follows, and of course in true Jodi fashion, she's going to make you think and wonder what's right and what's wrong and what you should do. But this follows our main character, Dawn, and she is on a plane headed to It doesn't say where she's going to, but a flight attendant makes an announcement that they have to prepare for a crash landing. She braces herself and, of course, should be thinking about her husband, who she's been married to for 15 years, but finds her thoughts wandering to Wyatt Armstrong, someone from her past. He's an archaeologist unearthing ancient burial sites, and it's a career Dawn once studied and must have met him there, but was forced to give up when life, of course, suddenly intervened. So once this crash landing happens, she is a survivor of it, and the airline ensures that the survivors are seen by a doctor, and then they offer transportation to wherever they want to go. It's obvious that Dawn should really head home for her husband, but she is kind of curious as to why Wyatt popped into her head at this moment, and kind of feels the need to return to this archaeological site that she left years before, reconnect with Wyatt, and maybe see what happens with their unsolved history, and then potentially complete her research on the Book of Two Ways, which is the first known map to the afterlife. I can't imagine where Jodie is going to go with this, but it's going to be fantastic. It's, of course, going to be well researched and amazing, so I'm so excited about that one. So those are the 6 books I have sitting on my NetGalley shelf. Actually, they're on my Kindle. I just need to get started with them. Have you heard of any of them? Leave a comment below if there's one I should pick up before the other. If there's something you're interested to hear my opinion on, of course. I like to chat about books in the comments. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.